to Saturday. I guess you're looking forward to it as well. It's something about Ireland-England matches, particularly at Twickenham, that kind of almost brings out the best in everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm not the only one excited in here. I think there's been a good buzz about camp since we've come in on Sunday, and even last week as well. People are excited. I suppose these are the weeks you want to be involved in, and it's a huge challenge ahead of us over there in Twickenham with that crowd. It'll be a tough one, but I think we're ready for it. We've been building well, so yeah, we've got a bit of work to do now during the rest of the week, but yeah, it's all leading up to that and ready to go.
I know that you weren't involved, say, last time against Italy. Is it hard to kind of read too much into that in terms of what to expect this coming weekend?
I suppose they'll have different threats. England, they're a different side. They've obviously improved over the last 2-3 games, and they're building momentum. They're just like us. They're trying to keep their title hopes alive, and it's I suppose it's must win for both teams. We've had a good training week last week and a good start to this week as well. So we're all just trying to put our best foot forward and improve every day as both individuals and teams. So it's been good.
And just a final question from me, just in relation to Twickenham as a match venue. Is it one of those places that when you walk out, I mean, I think it's one of the iconic places in sport. It must be an incredible place to play.
Yeah, definitely. I've played there twice. I played in an empty stadium there in the Six Nations, I think, 2 years ago now, is it? And then in the London Sevens as well. So I've never actually properly experienced a full 80,000 Six Nations game over there. We've been chatting about it during the week, what sort of atmosphere we'll be coming up against. But I'm sure there'll be loads of Irish there, and that's what the lads have been saying. You can always see green over there. The lads are even saying 25,000 supporters nearly getting the stadium. So it'll be great to be involved, hopefully. So I think we're all looking forward to it.
Good man.
Cheers, Michael. Thank you.
Hi, Hugo. How are you? Paul here from Virgin Media. How are you getting on?
Hey, Paul. Yeah, I'm well. Thank you.
Hugo, what do you make of this England team at the moment? They're obviously missing Farrell and a couple of regulars. How do you assess the challenge?
It's still going to be such a big challenge. I know he's a key individual for them, but like the likes of Marcus Smith, Henry Slade, they're both brilliant footballers in their own right. So they've been stepping up, I suppose. They've a few new young lads coming into the fray over the last year who have been going well for them and are exciting players, in fairness. So it's still going to be a huge challenge. It's never an easy one going over there, and you can see that by all the recent results, like how difficult it is to go there and win. So we won't underestimate the challenge in front of us.
And just a final one for me. It's just been announced that Johnny Sexton has signed a contract extension. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, brilliant. I heard the news actually only this morning as well. So he's such an important player, such an important leader for us, and to have him here until the World Cup, although he's getting old, he's still got it, in fairness. So it's brilliant, yeah, and haven't congratulated him yet, but will do.
Good stuff. Thank you. Best of luck this weekend.
Cheers, Paul.
Hi, Hugo. How's it going?
Good, Michael. Thank you.
Like you played over there, I think it was the Autumn Nations Cup. Obviously, it was an empty stadium. But what have the lads told you specifically about playing in Twickenham with a full crowd? Because or have you even been over there watching a match with a full crowd?
No, I've never been over there. I suppose just the loudness of it. It can be, if they get a bit of a front foot, they can get loud, get into the game quick, and I suppose that's just one of the things you have to mentally prepare for. And it was a challenge for us against France, and maybe something we didn't do well enough. So it's important that we, I suppose, focus on that. But ultimately, it's all about us this week. So we're just wanting to put our best performance out there that we've given over the last 3 games, and to improve from that Italy game, to take the learnings in, and hopefully that'll be enough.
It's like a different team, there's a lot of different personnel, but how far do you think you've come from that time? I think you were 4 caps into that was your 4th cap. How far do you think the team has come from that day when you didn't really, it was 18-7 in the end, it was a late try for Ireland, really weren't in it. How far have you come?
Like hugely, like taking so much strides, like obviously a lot more experience in the group now. I know it was one of my first games, one of Caelan's first games. So I think it was still in relatively early point in, I suppose, the new coaching staff's career, I suppose campaign. So yeah, there's been 12 odd games, 14 odd games for me since, and for the team more obviously as well. So we've come on hugely, and I think we've shown that in the I suppose autumn and now in the last couple of games. But I still don't think we're really at our potential, and that's the exciting part, that there's so much more in us, and we've been shown it in glimpses, but I suppose it's that consistency piece. So yeah, it's exciting.
And just the last one for me then, Michael Lowry came in the last day. First, how do you think he went, and was the conversation with Andy about widening the squad experience and kind of it was kind of your jersey, and what sense do you get from training this week about this weekend where he'll be starting?
Yeah, Mikey went great, didn't he? He's electric, isn't he? And he got to show that, and it was great from, like, I'm sure the lads have been saying it before, but he's such a good guy, such a gent, and he's been playing great rugby for Ulster. So in fairness to him, he deserved his shot and he took it. He got his 2 tries, and I suppose you saw with all the smiles on the faces of the lads how much it meant to him, but the whole team. And it was great to get another debut, and it also adds to the, I suppose, depth in the squad. And I suppose if you look at any position, there's always going to be competition, and I think it's a healthy thing to have. So there's 6 or 7 back 3 in here, and we're all sort of chomping at the bit, really, all of us trying to put our hands up and, I suppose, take that jersey. So it's definitely healthy, and it's it's great to have.
Good man, enjoy the weekend.
Cheers, Michael. Thank you.
Hi Hugo, how's it going? Just to go back to that November Autumn Nations Cup game in Twickenham. As I said, I mean, you're pretty new to international rugby at the time. Do you remember how you felt coming off the pitch in that game? I mean, did England feel like a totally different type of challenger? Was it a bit of a shock in terms of your own learning curve at international level to be playing against a powerful team who kicked a lot, and, like, I mean, they put you individually under a lot of pressure in that game? It seems a bit of an important step in your international career.
Yeah, no, definitely it was a big learning curve for me, I suppose. I remember starting fullback. I came off about, I suppose, 60 minutes for Jacob. And yeah, your test, you always are early against England. They'll put up a lot of contestable balls, and they've a range of kickers in their back line, and it's the same again this week. Like, they're obviously a very physical side as well. Their pack are big, so I suppose there were a lot of learnings from that. I've played them since. We obviously beat them in the Viva since, and I think we took in some of those learnings. But again, that wasn't the perfect performance either, and I think we've come a long way as a squad since then. So it's a different squad from then, both ours and theirs. Yeah, that's really it.
And after the France game last month, you mentioned that Stade de France had kind of been your first taste of what international rugby is really like away from home. What do you take from that experience, and how can you use it to help your preparation ahead of going to a full packed Twickenham? And it might sound like an obvious one, but how does a packed Loud Stadium actually change things for you on the pitch?
Yeah, I think it was a great experience. Obviously, it was hugely gutting and disappointing loss. I think we were a small bit off that day, and a better performance. We were only a couple of points away from a win, and the better performance could have gotten us there. But we've all taken the learnings from that. I think we applied them well in Italy, and we can apply them better again this weekend. And it's a good experience for myself and for others in similar situations. So we're going to be doing our best to, I suppose, bring those learnings into Twickenham, because it is a bit different playing away from home, and it's always loud. But at the same time, the Viva is always brilliant as well. like it's only 52,000, but it feels like a lot more. I suppose in the backfield you can't really hear much at times when the crowd are behind you, but that's the beauty of it. You want the crowd getting behind you and getting into the matches and creating those atmospheres that we've been getting in the Viva.
Thanks, Hugo.
Daddy. Cheers, Kieran.
Anything else there for Hugo?
Yeah, hi Hugo, it's Claire here on OTB News. Just wondering what you make of Eddie Jones' talk yesterday. He was obviously keen to lavish praise on Ireland and big Ireland up as favourites, which I guess you are going to be in given the contrasting form. But how do you deal with that tag? Obviously, it can be a dangerous one given that they're really, I suppose, waiting to click yet in this competition, and obviously that they're at home to do that.
It's not a focus at all. I didn't even realise myself. We're just focusing on our performance. We know how much of a challenge it is to go over there and to get a win, and it's such a tough place to go, and like you're gonna have to be spot on with your performance and to play to your potential if you want to beat England in Twickenham on any day, given any situation. So I wouldn't read into it much, to be honest.